I am so sick to the back teeth of having to do this type of video on a Monday after an away performance. But what has got to be said will be said, and what needs to be said will be said. Welcome to the in-depth analysis, where as always, we're going to talk straight. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're having a good start to your week, and welcome to your in-depth analysis for Tottenham Hotspurs 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Guys, don't forget, there's only like 40 tickets left on the shirt, the signed shirt. You have till Thursday at 7:30 to get your entries in. It's only £3.95. The link for it is in the description and pinned to the comments as well. Signed by Coops, Yatesy, Jono, and a lot of the other guys as well, and the draw will be done at 7:30 tonight. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you want to be a member, it's only 99p. There is a lot to get through today and a lot that needs to be said. So I've got a few things that I need to get off my chest first in terms of the fan base, in terms of certain groups of the fan base that think they have the God-given right to tell you and me and the rest of us how we should think, how we should feel, and how we should act to the players, the club, and everything else. Who the hell gives them the right over anyone else to say anything and tell you how you should think? Are they that arrogant? Are they that up their own asses that they think they have the divine right? What kind of attitude is that? In a week where everyone's been going on about Gary Lineker and him speaking his mind and freedom of thought, freedom of expression and all that crap. And then the same types of people are being absolute hypocrites and saying different things back to you and telling you how you should act and me how I should act and everyone else. Go do one. Seriously. Every single one of us is a Forest fan. Every single one of us can decide how we want to react or how we don't want to react. If you want to criticize a player, criticize a player. If you want to praise a player, praise a player. Do it so respectfully. Yes, there's emotions, especially after a game and what have you. But I'll tell you what, man, players are being paid a crap load of money to perform. And if players go out on that pitch and perform how they did against Spurs, then they deserve every bit of criticism that comes their way. And suddenly you hear people coming out saying, oh, what help are you doing to them? How is this helping the team progressing it forward? How about asking it the other way around? How is their performance helping us on a weekend that they ruin? With performances like that, how's that helping us? After all, the players are there to entertain us, not the other way around. So get that through your thick heads first. Have people gone too far on social media? Have they started tagging players in and cussing them down and all this crap? Maybe, I don't know. I haven't gone through everyone's timeline. If that's happening, that's obviously too far. There's always limits with everything people should do. But then what you have is this bunch of happy clappers who can't bring themselves or have the bollocks to turn around and criticize a player because they're scared that the club won't talk to them. They're scared that that player will no longer acknowledge them. They're scared of how it will look to certain people in the media or certain people with some kind of influence. Grow a set of balls. What do they do instead? Their way of acting out, their way of hitting back and lashing back is to attack the people that are at least having an opinion and saying how they feel. Isn't that in itself hypocritical? If you're saying to those people, don't say X, Y, and Z, or criticizing those people for saying X, Y, and Z, are you not just doing what you told them not to do, you absolute bellends? Let me just say it straight from my perspective and my opinion only. If a player plays well, I will say a player played well. If a manager picks a good formation, good tactics, whatever, I will call that well. If a player plays shit, I will call it out as shit. If a player underperforms, doesn't put the effort in, what have you, I will call that out. Obviously, all of those things are in my opinion and my perspective of the game. And every single person will have their own opinion on a player. You could line up 100 people and ask them how they feel about, I don't know, Morgan Gibbs-White. 60 will say they love him, 10 will say they hate him, 20 will say they have no opinion on him. So who exactly is gonna be the person that thinks they are arrogant enough to stand up above all of this and give everyone the party political line on how it should be said? If there is a fan book on how you're meant to support Forest, someone please deliver it to me. I need to read it and refresh the rules about how a fan should be. is pathetic. It's pathetic. They're the ones causing the division. They're the ones who are trying to take out their frustration and anger, not on the players that have annoyed them or the tactics that have annoyed them or anything like that. They're the ones who are doing it and still trying to save face with the people they want to please. And that shows you a lack of integrity and a lack of honesty. And that shows you that their opinions mean jack shit. At least with me, you may agree with my opinion. You may completely disagree with my opinion. You may love me. You may hate me. You may be indifferent. But what you will always get with me is how I am honestly feeling. I don't care if the club never calls me. I don't care if the club never wants to deal with me. I don't care if the club wants to do anything with FFTV or not. This point of this channel is quite simply to allow a place for everyone to have their own opinion, to say what they want, as long as they don't cross the line, be it us, the guys at FFTV, be it you guys who are watching, anything. This is where it's open. If you can't feel comfortable saying your opinion, then what the hell does freedom of speech actually mean? Anyway, ran over. And that's how I feel about everything, but it is what it is. Again, just my opinion. Disagree, agree, get your thoughts in the comments, whatever you want to do. Let's jump on and talk about this game. Now, this game is rinse and repeat exactly of what we've seen week in, week out as an away performances. And things need to change, and they need to change quickly. You can't just keep, and I've said it, and the definition of madness is doing the same thing, expecting something different. And I'm getting madness myself when I'm having to say that same line over and over again. It literally is, proof is in the pudding of it. What do you expect when you select a team that has no midfield? You got Worrell in the defense, who's guaranteed a mistake in him as well. And you're playing Jesse Lingard, who either looks unfit, maybe even slightly overweight now, and his attitude absolutely stinks. It's just not going to work. The changes need to be made. If Cooper was to go to our next away match after the World Cup break and literally play 11 different players and 11 different positions and different formation, everything, I would applaud it. At least he's acknowledging that something is wrong and he's looking to change something. Even if he reverted to a back three, which I can't stand, at least I would look at it and see that he is preaching what he's saying. You know, he keeps saying, we got to address what's going wrong with this away form, etc. But then goes and fields out similar tactics week in, week out when it comes away from home. It's not on. And the mistakes, and he's not to blame by himself, by the way. The players have a lot to take on. The midfield, atrocious. Worrell, atrocious. Lingard, atrocious. Jono, completely isolated, can't do anything. Morgan Gibbs-White cannot be fit. He's got to have been rushed back, or he's going through a terrible patch in form. And then the rest of it just bleeds into it. It's like a cancer. It spreads. If you've got that many players underperforming, then the rest of them have no chance. There's a reason there's 11 players on a pitch and not just 3 or 4, because you need 11 players to perform as a team. The gelling of this team seems to be going backwards over this last month. It really is. And we're running out of games. And the games we have are hard. Go have a look at our running. It's not going to be easy. People are saying, oh, we'll be okay. We'll rely on our home form to get us over the line. On what are you basing that? On what can you guarantee that we will survive on home form? But when you put it down to its simplest form, 3 wins and 2 draws probably sees us over the line. But where are those wins going to come from? It is not the right attitude to look at targeting the likes of Southampton at home, Wolves at home, because we did that with Everton. Everyone penciled it in as a 3-pointer, including myself. But when push came to shove, and the white line was crossed by the players, we started off poorly and couldn't get the win. So is Southampton going to be that easy? A team that went to Old Trafford yesterday, where we got tonked when we went twice, and they held them out for a 0-0 draw, and actually were unlucky not to win that match. Is that the team that we're expecting to crush at the City ground? It's no guarantee. I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying it's no guarantee. But it's the attitude of the players that needs to change. And it's the mentality of the manager that needs to change as well. He needs to turn this into more of an attacking team, man. The players are there. I said at the start of the season The Greek father, Marinakis, he did his job. He got players in. Whether you agree with the players he brought in or not, he opened up the checkbook. He brought in 23, 24 players at the start of the season. Reinforcements came in January. He's done everything that he needed to do as an owner, as well as absorbing another 40 mil or whatever it was in debt. And I said at the start of the season, when the first ball was kicked, Marinakis has done his job. Cooper, it's over to you now. It's over to you. People are insinuating that I've said Cooper out in the recent days. I have not. My stance hasn't changed on Cooper one bit. I thought he should have gone before the World Cup. After the World Cup, or during the World Cup break, I said it's too late now. He's here. We'll get behind him. Hopefully he can turn things around, etc. It is too late to change the manager now. That boat and that ship has sailed. Said that before the World Cup, said it during the World Cup, and I've said it ever since. And I'm sorry, but it's just too late for any kind of change for many reasons. One, it's not enough time for a new manager to come in and work with the players. Secondly, who's left? It's literally the riffraff. All you've got is managers that have been sacked by other clubs that are absolutely useless. So who are you going to bring in? Don't know. So for me, that's a non-starting debate. And I still believe that Cooper has it within him to turn this round. But I also believe that he's got to start believing he's got it within him. He's starting to look stressed out again. He's starting to come out with the same excuses. He needs to remember the magic from last season and what made him Cooper, because that has disappeared over the last month. It really has. Look, I have not got the strength to go through the heat maps, the average positions, the goals, the mistakes, and everything like that. You guys all know. You all know what happened. You all saw it with your own eyes. You've seen the mistakes. We've called them out over the live streams. We've got a special live stream going on tonight. I don't know what time it'll be, maybe about 8 o'clock. Make sure you tune in. You're not going to want to miss that. And make sure you got your diaries open for after it as well if you're in the Nottingham area. So I don't want to go in. I am sick of slating certain individuals. I really am. But the last thing I want to finish with is this homegrown crap, this BS argument that is one of the worst, most frustrating arguments I have ever heard, that you never hear out of any other club outside of Nottingham. These homegrown players are okay to slate. These foreign players, i.e. outside of Nottingham, are not okay to slate. It's the dumbest argument I've ever heard. Ever. In fact, if you said it the opposite way around, it would make sense. The homegrown players get more protection from the fan base than the foreign players do. For me, either way you want to look at it, they're both incorrect. When someone puts on that Forest shirt, they're a Forest player. I don't care if they were born in the city ground itself, or I don't care if they were born in Timbuktu or in Siberia or where they were. If they wear the red shirt, they are a Forest player. As far as I'm concerned, that's the end of the discussion. If they play well, you praise them. If they don't play well, it's up to you if you want to criticize them or if you want to get behind them or whatever way you want to do it. But to make a divide, and these are those happy clappers that are causing that divide, those ones who come out and talk about how Worrell, Yates and Brennan are the ones getting the stick. Oh, where are the people that were criticizing Brennan at the start of the season? Where are the people that were criticizing Worrell? Where are the people that are criticizing Yates? Who are you to tell us that based on someone's postcode, whether or not they are or are not immune to criticism or praise? Get your heads out of your goddamn ass. Anyway, that's the in-depth analysis. That'll do. It's completely off topic. Just had to get it off my chest. Let me know what you think. Don't miss tonight's episode and keep your diaries free. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, you probably haven't, but hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we'll see you tonight on the live stream. Come on, you Reds.